Hey Internet, Kura here from QQMore.net. In this guide I'd like to talk about positioning, an often overlooked but still probably one of the most essential parts of PvP knowledge. It goes hand in hand with juking and kiting, which, if you're not familiar with, are linked at the end of the video and in the description. So, since positioning, as of the definition, explains itself, I'd like to jump right into some examples where you can see me playing a fragile Shatter Mesmer facing a longbow ranger with a ton of damage potential. In this clip I run up the node and the ranger immediately welcomes me with a pushback and burst skill. Comparing our life bars indicates easily that he has the upper hand. The ranger can push me back before I even get into the range to knock him back with my own skills. So what we could do is use cooldowns. I run up the hill, close the distance with my teleport skill, but get knocked down and have to use my stealth to escape this sticky situation. We could now discuss if I should have used stealth first and then the teleport, but still, I'd use 2 utility skills right away before the fight even starts. Plus, what happens if I already used them? Isn't there a better approach? I know what you're thinking, not even rangers like rangers. But yes, there is. Once you add positioning to the formula. Check out what I'm doing here. I use some damage skills, but immediately after I break line of sight, I step back in order to have the stairs in between me and his projectile, so to say. You can easily notice that health point wise I have the upper hand now, without wasting any cooldowns. But let's go back to example 2 for a moment. PvP maps are full of pillars and obstacles, which can become a hurdle for your enemy once you learn to use them. We assume that we jump in, waste 2 cooldowns and notice that this might not be the brightest idea we had. So what do we do next? Well, we could use the pillar to the right to escape the arrows like so. While hugging a pillar might not sound epic, I like to think of positioning like this. When you use Mist Form, Elixir S or Blurred Frenzy, you become temporarily invulnerable, correct? This is exactly what happens here too. When I'm behind this pillar, I can't take any damage from projectiles. It's equivalent to using such a cooldown in this case. Let's take this a step further. Interrupts and crowd control skills are a big part of PvP gameplay. So, when a thief is on you, trying to keep you from healing through repeatedly using interrupts like the skill Headshot, which has no cooldown by the way, all it takes is only a sharp turn around the corner to recover and use this skill safely. Let's go one more step further and turn this around. The warrior skill Pin Down damages and immobilizes you, which can easily give you a free ride to respawn if you happen to be in the wrong spot at the wrong time. I want to outline that this skill is very powerful, but due to its very clear animation, many of us learn to read this and dodge it before it can harm us. So, what would a warrior do with this skill against a player who learned to watch out for it? Trade it for a dodge roll? Well, this might depend on where he positions himself. A clever warrior could place himself around a corner where you cannot easily see the animation, casting it nicely timed so that it hits you when you run by. But even if he does land it and you are still alive, you can try to use kiting to reposition yourself to safety by jumping over these tombstones, for example, to gain a better position. If we take positioning at last on a wider scale, we can adapt this to teamfights too. Why would I jump into the middle of the point when it's already being held by one of my teammates, who don't play a squishy Mesmer? Sounds very basic, but every one of us jumped into these nodes in the heat of the moment at least once, just to pay the price immediately after. So now you know how to improve your gameplay by positioning. As many guides, this is not a rekype you should follow one by one. You can use positioning defensively and offensively in many other ways with all classes, which is only limited by your creativity. And as always, thanks for watching and good luck, have fun!
Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it! If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up.